ready.
So what it made me want to research this is maybe times where I'd go to the gym and I'd get there and I'd forget my headphones and be like, oh, I'd be super bummed out, oh man, I don't have my headphones. My reasoning behind that is like, well, why do I like music so much during exercise? What physical aids does it provide? So that's what the catalyst for this research project was. So I'm exploring exploration of music and exercise. So some definitions before we start. Synchronous music is music in which athletes can synchronize their movements to. Asynchronous music is there's no synchronization between the athletic movement and the beat of the music. And ergogenic is enhancing physical performance. So this research, there's four stages of music and exercise. There's pre-task, that's the amount of time for preparation for an athletic bout. It's time to mentally, physically, and emotionally prepare yourself for the upcoming physical exertion. Pre-task sets the stage of the foundation on which athletic success is built. And studies on pre-task primarily focuses on music use as a stimulative agent above the athlete. So the next step is in-task asynchronous music. In-task asynchronous music is the use of music when an athlete is not synchronizing their movement to the beat, while synchronous music is the exact opposite. And post-task and emotional responses is music immediately preceding an athletic task. Also included in this section is the emotional responses to music. So pre-task music, like I said earlier, is a time where you're getting in the zone, focus on the task ahead. It's time to mentally, physically, and emotionally prepare yourself for upcoming physical activity. So what effects does music have on performance when played during this time? So multiple studies on the effects of fast-paced music or music that has 120 beats per minute or more has shown increase in anaerobic power compared to no music control, an increased sense of focus, and no effect for in-task heart rate, fatigue, or rate perceived exertion. Slow-paced music, or less than 120 beats during this pre-task, is decreased concentration in neurotransmitter norepinephrine. And the norepinephrine is from the sympathetic nervous system. It increases contractions of the heart. Therefore, slow-paced music decreases physical arousal and detrimental performance compared to fast-paced music during this time. So now, in-task asynchronous music is the physiological and ergogenic effects in trained and untrained runners. So for both trained and untrained, respiratory rate was increased while listening to fast-paced music compared to no music at all, suggesting fast-paced music stimulates increases in respiratory rate during exercise independent of athletic training history. Cortisol levels were also slightly higher while listening to fast-paced music. Normally, lower cortisol levels would be shown in trained individuals due to their experience in physical activity. Since cortisol is linked to stress, researchers concluded that since baseline cortisol is higher in both trained and untrained, listening to fast-paced music increased stress in trained individuals compared to no music. I thought this was a very interesting effect here. So if you're very trained or an elite level athlete, music can actually throw you off your game, which I found very surprising. Here, untrained individuals experience more positive feelings during fast-paced music, and trained felt more negative feelings. This study suggests fast and upbeat music is beneficial to untrained individuals, but detrimental to trained individuals due to increased stress and negative feelings. Next slide. Asynchronous music continued. Multiple studies involving maximum intensity exercise while listening to fast-paced music showed quicker times, increased peak and mean power, and increased self-motivation. In contrast, a study showed that when fast-paced music was played during a maximal intensity cycle test, there was no effect on performance fatigue. In summary, there are mixed results in high-intensity exercise incorporated with fast-paced music. This could be due to the hypothesis that physiological cues dominate psychological cues at a certain intensity level of high-intensity exercise, rendering music effective. So basically, the sheer amount of stress and effort the body's been under overshadows the effects of music, which I thought was another interesting finding there. So, in music, low and moderate exercise. Reduction in rate of perceived exertion, lowered blood pressure, lowered heart rate, and all this due to music helping athletes relax and help their muscles. Less tense, increasing recovery. So overall, asynchronous music is most effective during low and moderate exercise and higher intensities for the endurance. So this information goes for asynchronous as well as synchronous music. type of music is most beneficial for you. Choose your music selection based on the level of arousal needed for the particular environment. So for example, higher intensity workouts selecting faster paced music would increase their physical arousal needed for the activity. For lower intensity workouts, slower paced music or calmer. For instance, a slower paced workout like yoga and relaxing music would produce the most beneficial results. Some on the flip side, when I lift, like have you get a PR or anything like that, I listen to a band called The Day to Remember, and they're kind of a rock band, get your muscle pumped. I feel like I punch a rhino in the face. So, for the fast paced music, want to get a PR, that'd be the best choice.
I like that picture.
Exercise, man. Oh, yeah. Also, going off this, I'm going to go back. Music should also be self-selected. Music selected by the athlete that is familiar and enjoyable produces better benefits than unfamiliar music created by another person. But music is better than no music at all. Okay. Synchronous music is, according to research, the ergogenic effects of synchronous music exceeds that of asynchronous music. The optimal beat frequency is 120 beats per minute. Multiple studies show this effects while listening to synchronous music while exercising. Time to exhaustion, up to 18% increase, lowered blood lactate concentration, lowered rate of sleep insertion, lowered oxygen consumption, and improved running economy. So, one of the more startling studies show that athletes ran for more than a minute longer during the trials while listening to motivational synchronous music compared to no music at all, which showed an 18% increase. This important finding is extremely useful for athletes who participate in sports where even a millisecond can be a difference between winning and losing. And this is another sort of that's an insane amount of increase right there. They can make a lot of difference in any kind of athletic event. But unlike asynchronous music, synchronous music produces the bigger benefits for both amateur and elite athletes. Along with synchronous music, the motivational qualities of the music improve physiological benefits as well as improve lap times. So when you think motivational music, think like the Rocky theme, some upbeat, ready, it pumps you up and ready for the task ahead. Thus, a synchronous motivational beat is the most beneficial. So, post-task and emotional mood responses. The time following your exercise or athletic bout. Post-task music is mainly used as recuperative aid. Very little research in this area that shows very promising results. So, post-task. Following high intensity setting the music to play resulting in a decrease in heart rate, urinary protein, which shows post-exercise kidney function, increase in weight perceived exertion, and blood pressure and heart rate recovery.